Pete Hegseth's nomination hearing on Tuesday was expected to deliver fireworks, and it didn't disappoint. While Republicans gave Hegseth the chance to push back against allegations ranging from sexual assault to drunkenness, Democrats homed in on Hegseth's controversial past to argue he's not qualified for the Pentagon's top job. Dems hit back on sexual assault allegations. Sexual assault allegations that have dogged Hegseth's nomination didn't come up in earnest until about an hour into the confirmation hearing. But they culminated in some of Hegseth's most uncomfortable moments. He repeatedly said the 2017 accusation of sexual assault against him was a false claim, and insisted any questions about whether such actions might disqualify a defense nominee were hypothetical. That did little to stop an avalanche of questions from Democrats. Hegseth was never charged, but paid a confidential financial settlement to his accuser. Democrats launched into Hegseth for cheating on multiple wives, even as the former Fox News host maintained his innocence. You have admitted that you had sex while you were married to wife 2, after you just had fathered a child by wife 3. Senator Tim Kaine, diva, said. You've admitted that. And Kaine vented that Hegseth was not forthcoming about the allegations with the Trump team either. Why didn't you inform the commander-in-chief and the transition team of this very relevant event? Kaine asked. Women in combat. Hegseth appeared to reverse his position on previous comments he made, that women didn't belong in combat roles. He told Senator Joni Ernst, R. Iowa, that women will have access to ground combat roles. That exchange marked the end of a dramatic 2-month turnaround in Hegseth's position. It's not about the capability of men and women. It's about standards, Hegseth told Senator Jeanne Shaheen, DNH, referring to whether a service member can meet requirements such as carrying a gun or running with a rucksack. He noted military standards had been watered down but provided few examples, other than suggesting that some Army units had quotas for a certain number of female officers. Senator Kirsten Gillibrand, DNY, said that was an incorrect assertion. Hegseth's flip-flop didn't impress Democrats on the committee. You would have to change the way you view women to do this job well, and I don't know if you are capable of that, Gillibrand said, blowing off Democrats. The hearing started with both parties making nice. Then the pleasantries ended. Several Democrats expressed frustration that Hegseth had ignored their meeting requests, even though he had met with Republican senators. You haven't wanted to meet or to answer any of my questions, so we'll just have to do it here and dive in. Senator Elizabeth Warren Hegseth seemed unwilling to commit to further scrutiny, even though only the Senate Armed Service Committee leaders had seen his FBI background check. I'm not in charge of the FBI background checks, Hegseth told Senator Richard Blumenthal ranking member Jack Reed, DRI. Also couldn't get a commitment from Chair Roger Wicker, R-Miss, to extend the hearing to 2 rounds of questioning, which has been customary for past defense chiefs. Loyalty to God. And Trump Jim Mattis and Lloyd Austin didn't mention God much in their confirmation hearings for defense secretary. Hegseth brought up religion and Trump a lot. I will emphasize that President Trump received 77 million votes to be the lawful commander-in-chief, Hegseth said, when Senator Mazie Hirono, D. Hawaii, tried to pin him down on whether he'd carry out orders to invade Greenland. When Hirono interrupted, Hegseth responded with more praise for Trump. One of the things that President Trump is so good at is never strategically tipping his hand, he said. And when Kaine raised questions about Hegseth's past infidelity, Hegseth responded that his 7-year-old daughter born from that relationship is a child of God. Members of the Democratic caucus saw the references as a diversion, including from Hegseth's changing policy positions. You've made several references to your religion today, said Senator Angus King, I Maine, citing the Apostle Paul's conversion on the road to Damascus. You seem to have been converted over the last several weeks.